The Springfield M1 Garand that I have, hands down, my favorite rifle that I've ever gotten.
He tells the story when he can, so I'm surprised this might be the first any of y'all have heard the story.
Absolutely my favorite gun that I've ever gotten.
It started before we got engaged, and he was joking around saying, I'll get you an engagement ring if you get me a big screen TV. I couldn't afford a big screen TV by any means. It was really just a joke.
I worked for an area retailer. I immediately was drawn to it, wanted it. We had the rifle, and every morning we would have a manager's meeting, and every single morning I was handling that rifle. My boss knew that I wanted to buy it.
Shortly before our wedding, he kept talking about this gun, just was constantly playing with this gun.
My wife-to-be at the time took a small vacation. Whenever we got back and I went into my boss's office for our manager's meeting, it wasn't there anymore. I kind of panicked a little bit.
And just one day, close to the wedding, it kind of clicked. I was like, that'll last forever, whereas a TV is gonna break probably in a few years.
And he told me a story that one of the guys in the shop sold it to a random customer that came in looking for an M1 Garand.
So I contacted Jim and I was like, look, I need a big favor. I have no idea how to do any of this, how to purchase a firearm, nothing, but this is what I want to do. I want to get John this gun for a wedding gift, but I need it to be super secret. Help me out.
The employee knew that we had one upstairs, went and got it. The guy bought it. It was just done. So my heart was a little bit broken. You know, didn't get the rifle that I wanted, but I knew that another one would eventually come along.
And so he just kind of made the gun disappear. John came home the next day completely brokenhearted because the gun was gone.
Well, fast forward a few months and we get married.
Love is faithful. Love is permanent.
It was a beautiful 70-degree day.
There's just something about that glow when those doors open, you know, the backlighting, everything. I mean, it was pretty much a big flood of emotion that washed over me.
We had a big joke as to whether or not he would cry at the wedding. It's still a big joke between us here, almost 19 years later.
I mean, it was an incredible day. We go on our honeymoon. When we get back, she asks, so do you want to go pick up your wedding gift?
I told him we need to go by the store.
I'm like, yeah, where are we going?
His friend Tim comes out with a Remington box. I remember that because it wasn't the brand.
One of the guys goes in the back and he comes out with a rifle box, you know, for a Remington 700. I shook my head and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, I didn't really want a Remington 700, but I'm not disappointed. My wife bought me a gun.
He was like, okay, whatever. He's like, well, I got you a gun, you know, as a wedding gift. And he's like, okay, you know, and I was like, well, I think you need to open it.
Kind of tell she was a little disappointed. And I said, well, yeah, let's crack it open. Opened up the box, and there was the Springfield M1 Garand that I had been handling for a month and a half, just pining to own it myself. Without me knowing it, she had gone behind my back, found out from my boss, hey, is there a gun that he really wants that I could buy as a wedding gift? And he was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what we're gonna get.
He was completely shocked that I had actually pulled that off. It filled my heart because I knew how much he really wanted to have that in his collection.
I don't even know where he hid it in the store, but he managed to pull it off. Yeah, it was a pretty exciting gift. I mean, no question about it. Greatest gift ever. Definitely my favorite rifle. It definitely has seen some rounds go through it since I've owned it. You know, just one of those legacy pieces that we'll be able to pass down for generations and generations.
He got me a cell phone.
Oh, she was super, once she saw my face, you know, she knew as well that was the absolute best gift she could have possibly gotten.
I did not at the time truly understand the meaning behind it, the significance of the gun, and what it meant. the history behind the M1 Garand. I did not understand.
It performs just like you would expect it to, you know, no function issues whatsoever. But that day, we got the barrel good and hot. If there was anything that ever codified the fact that this was the woman for me, that M1 Garand sealed the deal.
I mean, it really was just surprising him. I don't know that I've surprised him with anything like that since. Maybe other than telling him I was pregnant the first time, I don't know. I'm gonna keep him around for a while. He's a keeper, for sure.